All right, y'all, we have got to get real. I mean, real, Libby, about money mountains. And I got to add with money mountains, I think obviously with consigners, your money mountains can come from people bringing you items. And then you have people like me who my money mountains come from some consigners, but it's my sourcing addiction.
I know, I know,
Seriously.
I know. All right. If you guys watch the end of the video, I am actually doing a real time video of what my house looks like. I got to build up the courage to do it and show you what my money mountain situation is right now. Money mountains equal death piles. And let's talk about that for a second
First of
because
all, we don't call them death piles, even though sometimes I feel like it's killing me, like right now. I guess if you're going to show yours, I guess I'll put mine at the end with yours too. Y'all, it's going to be
really,
brutal. Just don't judge. My
yeah.
guess is many of you, when you get to the end, are going to be like, oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm not the only one. But
I
seriously,
hope we provide that service because it's going to be gritty.
Libby,
But
I
it's
don't.
the way it is. I'm going to be totally real. We call this series Get Real, so I'm going to do it.
We're getting real.
Happening.
So here's the reality. Like we had a call this morning. We were talking about this, but we both had different things we were doing at the moment. We're like, all right, well, we're gonna have a get real and talk about this later. I had to go run some errands, and seriously, I ended up at a freaking Goodwill sourcing.
Uh, uh,
On the day that we're talking about this, I end up doing it. Why? Because I grabbed a Starbucks and literally the Goodwill is 2 minutes down the road. So I flip my camera on and I do a video and I say, okay, people, am I going to do a haul or am I going home? It's 2 minutes away. What if I just do a 20-minute walk through? I think I got to do it. And what do? I go through. So you can also wait because there's going to be a haul video of what I grabbed in a little more than 20 minutes, but still it was a quick in and out for me. And I found some goodies. But of
I
all
can't even believe you did that after our conversation about how much inventory we have to list. But you're not alone. I see people like that all the time. My money mountains are built very differently because I can't stop the consignments from coming in. Like I literally had 3 humongous pickups and drop-offs yesterday. That's yeah, I'm about 8 weeks out on my money mountains. And yeah, I gotta get some really good hiking shoes for this mountain. I gotta get some really good hiking shoes.
there's going to be some Yetis. There's going to be some Yetis showing up in this mountain. Okay, so here's my question. Now, all right, so we're talking about two different issues that we need to tackle. So, how do we tackle the money mountain of items that come in on a normal basis, meaning that I'm abnormal? On a normal basis
Oh wait,
for a
I'm the
business.
normal one in this scenario. All
You're the
right.
normal one because it's the consignment business and people are bringing in consignments. So, what are you going to do to climb that money mountain and get it profitably rolling?
All right. Well, first of all, I changed my mindset first. So for those of you that have not changed your mindset from profit pile to money mountain, because literally you probably have a pile of money in the form of goods sitting somewhere in your house, right?
And I
All right.
think the
So
word
first thing, I'm going to
pile,
look at it differently.
I think the word
I'm going to
pile is just not honest. Nobody's got a pile. You have a mountain. You
Yeah,
don't have a pile.
nobody's
Yeah,
got a pile.
you got a
Yeah.
mountain.
And
You
it's
do.
money. It's money sitting there. So number one, I am shifting my mindset. Again, I continually off of this because there are people out there still using the term death pile. And yeah,
It's not a
shift
death
that
pile.
mindset, reframe it. It is a money mountain. I literally have my mudroom filled with a money mountain. Like there is just literally tons of money sitting there in most of it's in black garbage bags. But
The
it is
favorite
sitting
way that we
there.
get our consignments in a black garbage bag because
Right,
everybody
right,
likes to
right.
reach their hand down in the black garbage bag when you know not what you're going to pull out.
Oh, well, I came up with a new technique. I empty it out on my large dining room table surface
Okay,
and go
that's
from
smart.
there. I feel much safer that way.
That's
I
actually
feel
very
much safer.
wise.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
So my first thing with hiking that many mountain is actually everything's going to get sorted into boxes and my IKEA bags
Okay.
and labeled. And I'm just going to line them all up so it doesn't look like the mountain mess that it is now. It'll look like a very organized mountain. That for me does a whole lot, is just
I
sort it, do what I have to do.
I think you're turning that mountain into foothills
Foothills.
by
Huh?
doing
Well,
that.
foothills are easier to climb. They are
Yeah.
easier to
So you're
climb.
making
Yeah.
foothills out of your mountain, I think. Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead.
And I mean, I'm somebody that gets very overwhelmed with what I'm going to show you. My brain starts to shut down. I start to get a little panicky, especially because I'm dealing with other people's items. So I like to break it down into small, achievable chunks. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sort, I'm going to batch by consigner and by item type. And I'm going to tackle it from there. It's all going to be lined up. Yes, I know I'm 8 weeks out to process consignments, but for some reason, when I see them all lined up, all nice and neat, it just it works for me.
Well,
So that's where I'm going with this.
it's easier to tackle that way, I would imagine. It's just much easier because it's bite-sized pieces versus the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I need bite-sized pieces. I need achievable goals throughout the course of a day. We've had a couple of really rough weeks balancing Boss Reseller Remix, COVID, and all along with running two businesses at the same time. So yeah, yeah.
It's
It's
cray
been
cray. I know everybody
it's
deals
been a
with
while. So
these.
so I've only been listing 10 items, well, minimum 10 items a day is what when I was feeling better, what I set my goals to, because it was realistic. And if I go over that,
Stop.
so be it.
Stop.
What? I thought you were giving me a high five.
No, I'm changing your word again, but I will always give you a high
What did
five.
I say?
You said I'm only doing 10 a day. You use the word
Oh.
only. Take that out. You've been
I'm
doing.
doing at least 10 a day. I am doing at least 10 a day, which goes back to our whole mindset shift.
Yes.
Watch your words.
Yeah.
Watch your words. Or
Because
Molly will watch them for you.
I know. Well, I'm the worst at beating myself up with my verbiage. I am like the world's worst. It's just kind of my personality. I'm sarcastic. It's just the way I am. I don't always take what I say to heart when I say it. I just say it because I think it's funny. But I guess over time, if you say it repeatedly, you do start thinking and feeling those things. But I got to figure out what to do with mine. I mean, I still have the original two estates. And you want to talk about beating a dead horse? I am tired of using the term estates because I have been talking about these two estates for over a year now. Well, one for over a year, one for almost a year. Like, I'm sick of hearing myself talk about it. I don't like people that talk about the same thing
So what are you going to do?
over and over and over again. And that's what I'm doing. I've been talking about the stupid things over and over again. But then I'm going to knock this out. And then, oh my gosh, there's a sale at my favorite sourcing place. I can't miss it. And then you come home with these amazing things. And you're like, I got to get that up right now. And then you forget about the other things. What do I do?
All right. So what are you going to do?
What am I going to do?
I don't.
Okay,
what
so
are you going to do?
All
right, guys, drop something in the comments if you have an idea, whether it's brilliant, whether you're just throwing spaghetti at a wall. Give us some ideas here,
I'm
please.
all for spaghetti at a wall. I'll take it any way it comes. But listen, I have told myself repeatedly, and Libby as my witness, I have said to her, I am not going to source another item until everything I have in my house is listed. Can't do it.
All right. Well, let's just remove that from your vocabulary because it's not going to happen and you're going to feel defeated.
And I have to tell you why. I'm going to be honest with you. We all have our things that make us happy, whether it's chocolate, whether it's the gym, whether it's date night with your spouse or your boyfriend, whether it's reading a book or watching The Housewives. Everybody has that thing that brings you happiness. That's sourcing for me. I'm not kidding when I say that. If I don't source after a couple of weeks, I get real, I don't want to say anxious, but I think it is kind of anxious. Like I find myself in a funk and
Antsy. Let's call it antsy.
I get antsy. Like I gotta go get it. And part of me is like, what am I missing? Like that item, that Holy Grail might be over there at that Goodwill, and I just am not going to get it because I'm not there. Right. So I have that kind of mentality. Like I don't want to miss the goodies. But the other is I have just always enjoyed the thrill of shopping. And I know that's like so many people's bane of existence and they don't like it. But for me, it is my cardio, my mental health. It brings me all of that. I love it.
You'll see that in her haul video, which when it's complete, we'll go back and link up. But yeah, you're going to get a real flavor for that. Flavor for that.
So I actually did another haul one this morning from my run into Goodwill. So I have a couple coming up you can keep your eyes out for. But I'm going to start doing more haul videos because I love it so much. And I find that I am just as addicted to watching other people's haul videos as I am to going and getting my own haul. So I thought, why am I not sharing my hauls with everybody? Because I learn something from every haul I watch, whether it's the homeschool, what is her name? Homeschool Picker. I love her, the girl in Kentucky, or Harry Tornado. I learn something about a product every time they go and do one. And that's the thing I love about it is I look for things differently than other people look for. So I like watching their hauls and going, oh, I never even thought about that as being a resellable item, you know.
All right, so we're going to take that off the table of you limiting your sourcing because it's just not going to happen. You're feeling defeated. I'm sure you're not the only one that makes those pledges to yourself. And I mean, you see it all the time, right? From friends on social media, all the time. All right, so let's take that off the table. You're going to continue sourcing and we'll just deal with it.
So how do I do that while tackling what's in the how do I do that while tackling what's in the past? What's still back there that's been there, taking up space, not listed, just catching dust, basically.
All right. What if you set yourself, like I say, I'm doing minimum 10 listings a day.
Okay.
What if you say, I'm going to do a minimum of one item from an estate a day, minimum?
Okay.
What if it was just a minimum? It's not tied to sourcing. It's not a punishment. It's not something you have to get done. It's just one a day.
It's eating the frog. Is that what we call it? Eating the frog?
I don't know. I
mean, I love the stuff.
I think it's consistency.
I love what's in the
That's 365 items. That's 365 items over the course of a year. If you had done that, let's say last year when you first started talking about it, I don't like to go backwards, but I'm just trying to make a point. 365 of those items would be completed. Just one a day. Just one a day. I mean, that's minimal effort. I think that's within your reach. Like, don't set your goal unrealistically. It's one a day.
All right. So I like this. I like this a lot. I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's it. One a day.
So how do I control my sourcing? I'm wondering if I should set myself on a limit when I go, like not a time limit, but on my smaller sourcing trips. Some sourcing trips are big because of where they are and what they are. And I just know they're going to be a big, like I know that because that is.
Oh, stay tuned for that. Molly's sourcing vacation. Stay tuned.
I'm going on a sourcing vacation in a few weeks. Those are, I mean, that's going to be big. But my daily, like today, yes, it's this. This is the reason why I go to get my iced coffee, and lo and behold, there's a Goodwill 2 minutes down the road. That was not planned. So if I do something like that, should I set myself a minimum? Like you can go in and do that, but you can't leave with more than 10 items or 20 items. So I'm only coming out with the best.
I'm going to say I would be curious to have people weigh in on this because obviously if you're finding very profitable items, why would you want to limit yourself?
Yeah, true.
Why would you want to limit yourself? Maybe there's a smarter
help a girl out.
Yeah.
Help a girl out, y'all. Give me some feedback. I need to know this is a real issue. And I know a lot of you struggle with the same thing. So let's let's figure this out. Because I do have a lot of goodies
right.
in my bag over here that I'm going to do my haul video in a little bit with.
All right.
Okay,
And
so
maybe the next video, the next Get Real video, one of you will have a great solution. Molly will come up with a great solution. We'll put our heads together. We'll be coming to you with magic. But for right now, we're just getting real with you.
that's right. All right, so look, we're going to scoot out because I think we do have some tangible ideas here, tangible plans, and I think we're going to get some good advice from our sea chatters that are going to leave us some things in the comments. So I think we just need to hit off on this note. You guys need to watch these videos of our true money mountains and what we have.
Yeah, I'm going to go do mine now so I don't like lose my nerve, okay? Because I don't want to chicken out. I don't want to chicken out.
All right. Watch these and love us. Forgive us. Don't judge. Bye, y'all.
3, 4.
All right, I am here with Norm, my mailman. He's picking up my packages. Just before I show you guys what's going on inside my house, he pulled up in his mail truck and he literally said, "What the hell is going on?" All right, mail pickup is all done. Here we go. You can see my bins are empty there. And all right, I'm a little embarrassed, but I'm going to show you guys what happens when you go into my home. It is a Money Mountain death pile. I can barely open the door. This is all consignments, all labeled. Here we go. They're all labeled and waiting to be organized. And I might need a little shift set. All right, and it goes way back there. It's all piled up behind the bar. And this bar, oh my gosh, guys, I'm going to need to hit that bar in order to get through this Money Mountain. Just kidding. Have a good one.
This is supposed to be like a den, but this is packed with clothing and estate items, buckets and buckets, bags, boxes, piles of clothes, furniture, all kinds of things that all have to be gone through and listed. But that's not all. Hold on. This is the state of my living room at this point. That pile, these things here, and all along here, and down on the floor. A couple of purses there, but not the white basket, but the framed art. That's a board to photograph on. But yeah, this is it, y'all. This is real. I hope y'all enjoyed our crazy. I don't know if that fit.
That was it?
Yeah, just a minute of it, but I don't know if it worked.